Thank you.
Hello, guys. We don't actually, I think, come on air straight away, although I know a couple of people can see us already. So we're going to wait until we see some comments. Good evening, guys. Let's go round. I'm Claire.
I'm Jack Tyler.
I'm Laura Ann Renwick.
I'm Jan Bray.
And I'm Amanda Waring.
And you're joining us here for live at Lengro on a Wednesday night. It may look like I've pushed my but actually we did an all-nighter the night before last, Laura Ann Renwick and I. And what were we up to? What were we raving? Were we drinking? What were we actually doing?
We were just finishing some tarot cards.
Oh yeah, that was it. Them tarot cards, wasn't it?
Nothing much.
Oh, so what actually happened, guys, is on Monday night, we had to get so much to the printers. Hello, Bobby Marshall. How are you this evening? That we had no option but to stay up. Our fellas did say, you know, you can leave it. It's not life and death. But I did say to Laura, well, actually, Laura said to me she was a Scot. I said I was a gypsy, which meant we had to do it, whether we wanted to or not, didn't we? What was the hardest time for you, Laura?
4 o'clock, definitely 4 o'clock in the morning.
4 o'clock in the morning. Bobby Marshall, Philippa Brett, and Joe Roach. Are you proud of us? We were hanging the next day, but the cards are gone. They're no longer in our hands. There's nothing we can do, is there, Laura?
Nope, they're off to the printers. We signed the approve button and they are done.
We did. So as you've seen, issue 20 is out today. We're going to talk to everybody on here right now. But guys, what do you think? Because a couple of our contributors, I have a little bone to pick with them. It's actually Em and Mitch. I think they drank their way through the research for the issue for this, didn't they?
It looked like it.
Yeah, that wasn't fair, was it?
It really, really wasn't fair. Oh my goodness. And today was the launch of Leading Ladies actually in the magazine as well. Were you excited?
Yeah, I mean, we've been doing our film club for a while now, haven't we, on our lives? So
Oh
it's
my
really...
goodness.
Oh, Sam, my leading lady.
And
Right on
Good
cue.
timing.
Sam, you must be psychic. Can you do Saturdays? I'll let you tell us about Lengro Leading Ladies. Go ahead, girls.
Yeah, I was just saying, Sam, we've been doing it for a while now, haven't we, on the lives? And it's the first time we went into the magazine, so it was really exciting.
It was. Obviously, there was some content that had to, or some wording that needed to be changed on my end. As we know that my language is not the best at times, and it did sort of need to be changed slightly.
There's a good bit of editing in there.
There was a good bit of editing there, thanks, Jack. But literally, it was absolutely brilliant. We love doing it, though, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
It's absolutely brilliant fun.
Oh, can I say you're looking absolutely gorgeous tonight as well.
Thank you. I had to mix it up from earlier, didn't I?
Oh, exactly. Why don't you say hello to some of your followers out there? Hello, lots of you. I recognise you. See what names you can see.
Oh, Dawn and Amber. Hi. Hello.
Pat Taylor. Hi, Pat.
I can't see
I
any.
love
Sonia Lewis is on. Hello, Sonia.
Stephen. I'm not sure I know Stephen. Hello, Stephen, and welcome.
Oh, we've got the lovely Amber Redmond there.
I was just going to say we've got Amber down the bottom there.
Hi, Amber.
And I know that one of the first questions that our followers and viewers are going to want to know, Jan, is how have you been? If you didn't know, guys, Jan had a very sad health. You explain your story, Jan, because I wouldn't dare to explain your story for you. But it's one of courage, and please share it with us.
Probably 2 weeks ago now. I didn't tell anyone for the first week, but probably 2 weeks ago, I had a diagnosis. I had a lung wash back in July, and they basically take bugs from your lungs and grow them in the lab to see what's wrong with you. And they told me that I have a form of TB, which actually totally floored me. It's active within me, but I can't pass it on for anyone else. So, you know, that's a bonus. But yeah, it took a little bit of getting my head around, and I must admit last week I wasn't in a good place. But this week I'm still, as you can hear, sounding very sexy actually, I think. My head is in a better place. So yeah, I don't get to see my consultant, my new consultant, until the end of the month. So I'm not on any meds, and I can't see anyone. I can't see my family or anything, which is really hard. And I'm kind of locked down again until I go and get some medication. So yeah, times like this, lifesavers really. So thank you.
I do
All
know
your family.
all of us at Lengro, haven't she, ladies?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're going to be following your journey anyway. And what we're looking for, guys, Dan, if you could repeat the name of your illness again, please, for us.
Okay, so I've had two diagnoses. One is called non-tuberculosis mycobacterium, which is the TB one, and the other is I can't even remember, bronchitis or something like that, which just means that the airways in my lungs they grow too large and they get filled with mucus and things. So I've got two things to be sorted, but yeah, watch this space.
Good. And what I want to do is I'm doing a huge call out for you. If you recognise the names of the two diseases that Jan has just told you about, and you have any knowledge, any help, or anybody that might know about it, please get in contact with Jan. My phone number is at the top of my Facebook page, and Jan can help you. You can help Jan, and you could be helping thousands out there. So I really wanted to share that with you as well. So
Thank
Sam,
you.
tell us all about the new oils as well that we've got coming up.
Conversion jokes to start off with. I'm disappointed, Claire. Where's
So let's get oiled up with Sam tonight.
Thanks, Jack. Appreciate you. Well, we've got two fantastic new oils that have come all the way from Sicily, from the lovely Nino. We've got the green lemon essential oil, and we've got the yellow lemon. Try saying that when you're drunk. Yellow lemon essential oil. Both are absolutely fantastic for cleansing. They're antiseptic, they're purifying, they're antifungal. They smell gorgeous. What more can you possibly say? They're 100% organic, and they grow in the soil, which I do believe is very, very near Mount Etna.
Actually, on the soil of Mount Etna.
On the soil, right, so close.
We do have a very gorgeous Italian called Nino, who we get our oils from. So I think, Sam, because you didn't know the correct information, I'm going to have to get you an interpreter and like an hours-long interview with handsome Nino. Would that be okay?
I could just go to Sicily. I mean, I wouldn't object to that. I mean,
but then you wouldn't come back. You see? Then you wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't.
Listen, somebody is saying about readings, and I'm going to be using a little bit of astrology tonight. Being, I don't want to touch anyone else's cards apart from my own until they arrive this week. But Laura is on hand for some chakra guidance as well. Can I just say for all of you out there at the moment, somebody's asked especially about Leos. And Leos have been going through a hard financial time, but who hasn't in this current age? We do have Mercury retrograde coming up on the 13th. So what I will say to all of you is if you have work to do, especially to do with communication, because Mercury, and at the moment, it's all about Mercury and communication. Say it now, before the 13th. Why do you think Laura and I got my cards done before the 13th? Things slow down. What do you have to say about that, Miss Renwick? My all-night partner?
Exactly. And funnily enough, so that information that you've just given ties in with this week's chakra guidance about sort of speaking up and getting things done.
Why, by the way, does that never surprise me about you? You'll learn about this one. Go on, I'll shut up now.
It was just magical. So this week for chakra guidance, I'm all about the throat chakra. So the throat chakra, the colours of them all. So the throat one is blue. And this week for your guidance, it's all about setting boundaries and effective communication in the way of if anyone is giving you ideas or telling you their beliefs, if you don't agree with them or if they don't fit for you, don't just run along with it. Speak up and speak your voice and do what you feel is right. And because as I said earlier on the daytime live, not doing that is going to end you up 6 months down the line doing something that you don't want to do, or being with someone you don't want to be with, when now you could have solved that and spoken your piece and sort of, so stick to your truths this week and communicate effectively, but set boundaries, even though there may be people out there with the best intention. But if you don't agree with them, or if their plans don't suit you, do speak up and make sure that you are following your own path.
Absolutely love that. Thank you very much. Sarah Jordan has commented. Hello, beautiful Sarah.
Hi,
How
Sarah.
are you? Scorpio's coming up soon. Oh, it is indeed. So that's Sarah's birthday. That's my birthday. Honey's birthday.
Annie's birthday.
Annie's birthday. So I think that we need to turn the card launch for our new tarot cards on the 30th, not just into a card launch, but a celebration of Scorpio. And I had a little idea when I was staying up all night with Laura, finishing the cards the other night. And that is, here at Lengro, we like to have a party, don't we, ladies? So I've decided that for all of you followers out there, each month we're going to hold a party for each star sign that's birthday is in that half of the month. So I think we could do an astrological night where we will bring in the chakra readings. I think we need Jack to style for us as well. We need to write this down, don't you think, Jan?
Yeah, but actually I don't have a pen. Anyone got a pen?
Oh,
I've got one.
Hang on a minute. Oh, I've got one too. But yeah, there we go.
I can get that for you. Jan, you got that for me, couldn't you?
Yeah, hang on.
Jack.
Crossed her.
Jack.
I'm trying to see who you talk to people and she wants a pen. You know, let's have a little look there. So, Kelly Laird, Jack, can you read out Stuart's card, please?
Yep, Stuart says, boundaries and speaking my truth came out in my card as earlier. Thanks for the validation, Laura.
You are very, very welcome.
All about Mercury. Now, what we did say as well, and I'll come to you in a minute, Stimulus, is we're talking about the chakra guidance is relevant for Mercury and, you know, the throat communication. But that's also because it all ties in. And you'll find out with their tarot cards how astrology and every part of the universe all eventually tie in the same way. So because Mercury will turn retrograde and look like he's going backwards, that's why we're all feeling around the throat, like Laura said, but about communication and not being able to speak. So I'd like some guidance from you, Sam, about dealing with Muppets.
I could not possibly use that language this early on.
It's so early indeed. So we're actually talking films, guys. So my favourite film when I was younger was The Muppets, and each of us in Lengro have a different character. I'm Animal, but I think they're not going to go there tonight, so maybe we should carry on talking about films. But I do know that you ladies had something you wanted to finish off from earlier, didn't you, Zach?
Yeah, we were talking earlier about body dysmorphia. It's a bit of a serious subject, but it was covered in the magazine and we were talking about it earlier. So, Laura, you've experienced this firsthand, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. It's kind of an ongoing thing, but it was at its peak in my late teens, early 20s. And so since having children now, obviously our body changes, and I've adapted more to the fact that my body's changed because of children. But at the time, it was rife at about age 20. And at the time, I didn't know that's what it was. And I was a very small size 4, but I couldn't see it. And I'd expect to go into a shop and I'd look at the size 12 because I thought I was that size. But obviously they'd drown me, they'd be so big. And it wouldn't be that I'd look at myself and think I'm fat, because that's not what it was. It was just that it was like a disassociation with my own body. And even now to a point, and it sounds very vain of me, but it's absolutely not. But I'll stand in front of the mirror every morning and just look at myself. And it's almost like now it's a point of trying to acknowledge what is there. And it's almost like getting to know my body again. Whereas at that time, I'd look in the mirror and it wouldn't be me looking back at me. It was quite a difficult time, but now it's not.
When you were going through it, Laura, did the people around you, did your family notice the difference in you? Did they know what was going on?
No, a lot of them had commented on how much weight I'd lost, and I did. At the time, I couldn't see it, but looking back at photos now, I did look very ill. And I think at my lightest, I was just under 7 stone, which was tiny. And I think it came to a point I fell pregnant with my eldest Levi, who's in Levi's diary in Lengro kind. And I'd gone for my 12-week appointment and my scan, and obviously they do your height, your weight, and all of those bits. And at this point, I was 12 weeks pregnant. I'd gained a lot of weight. I felt incredibly massive. And I had a very stern talking to from the midwife, who had commented on my weight being 7 stone at the time, and that it was really important for obviously the baby and I that I did gain that weight. And that was almost a turning point for me. But it's an ongoing journey for me personally, and it can be difficult a lot of the time. Did
you find that you got the help that you needed though at the time? At the time, I think because I didn't know what I had, it was quite difficult, and it had taken for me to go to the GP after having my son, and I was diagnosed with postnatal depression, but then they'd also said about the body dysmorphia, because I had lost a lot of weight afterwards again, and it was almost like getting back into a cycle, and I was my weight this, and I don't feel right, and they were saying, well, you've just had a baby, but there was something wasn't right. And I was referred to what we have here as Wiltshire IAP service, which is one of the mental health services that the GP would obviously refer you to. And I found through them I'd had face-to-face appointments with a counsellor, and I'd also had phone ones, and now and again I still have appointments over the phone, and obviously with COVID it's quite difficult, but yeah, it's an ongoing process that some people out there do get help, but for me it's something continuous. But I know that just from going to the GP and getting that referral, that I can pick up the phone at any time and I can get that help that I need.
Yeah. Well, I think you're so incredibly brave. Would one of you ladies take this question from Maria, please?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Leo. I'm 64 now, and I've had an eating disorder for 44 years. There was no help then. Too late now. I'm Leo. And I really want to say that it's never too late to get help. Never too late to get help. And in fact, the more years behind you, even if you've been through, I help women often who have I suppose body dysmorphia, who have found an imbalance in themselves of punishment, reward with eating, who don't know what feels themselves anymore, who's lost themselves in the idea of their body. But there is always a way. We talked earlier about going to see a GP and finding out what's happening to yourself, physiognomically, if that is such a word. But also looking at the emotional aspects, and I think there's a lot of shame that people have. There's sort of shame and blame, and I think this is something that can be dissolved gently and unthreaded and unpicked, and help you find yourself again at the balance that's right for you. Nobody has any right to tell you what weight you should or shouldn't be on one level, because it's your body, it's your life, it's your way. There will be suggestions, but until you're comfortable with how you feel, and that's getting people back to that pivotal point where they feel, I know who I am and I accept who I am, whatever I feel like in my skin. Yeah. So please.
Are there plenty of support groups out there, Amanda, that people can get in touch with?
Yeah, there are, and I mean, I'll hand that over to the other ladies as well, because I know that Lynn was talking about that earlier. There's Mind, there's the BBD, which I hadn't heard of before, as a place to go. There will be support groups, and I think we're stronger in numbers. And knowing that you're not the only one that feels like this, I was put on a diet when I was 6 years old, and I was constantly told I was fat and a disgrace. And when I look back at pictures of myself, I really wasn't fat. But what happened was and then I was very bullied as a child for being overweight, and I was a little bit chubby, but nothing like major. And I used to have boys that would spit at me in the playground, and they used to pretend to, if they dared to kiss me, it would be that was a punishment. So I had to move schools because I had this bullying extraordinary time in a mixed school. And so I never I've always seen myself as overweight, and even when, like I was like 6 stone, I couldn't see myself as anything other than, and it's interesting what starts from a very young age, what that can feed in. But But now, you know, now I have got acceptance and loving the fact that my body gives me life. My body gives me freedom. My body gives me the opportunity to travel, to do things. And so whatever it looks like in other ways, I'm grateful for this vehicle, and I'm grateful for it keeping me afloat in this universe.
I love
Bless
that.
you. Bless you. Sam, is there anything that you want to say on the subject?
What, I mean, how do you follow Amanda? That's the thing. You know, I can literally sit there and listen to her for hours anyway. But I think 100% agree with what Amanda's saying. There is help out there for you. There is nobody should be suffering alone. It doesn't matter what the issue is. It doesn't matter if it's, you know, dealt with all this stigma around it, all the rest of it. There is help. Just reach out to somebody. You know, even if it's the GP, if it's online, don't Google NHS anything because that always equals death. But apart from that, Google helplines, that's fine. But just pick up the phone.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I love that.
Can I just look at so Amber had said about what had triggered it, and I know she was commenting to someone else, but yeah, there we are. So sometimes, because I know there's not always a trigger. For me personally, there was, but it's not always the case. It can just be ingrained in you. And I know, Jack, you were saying on the live earlier.
Yeah, it could be genetic, couldn't it? Yeah, or a chemical imbalance in the brain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, obviously, like when we talk about depression, there's not necessarily a reason to feel depressed. It's just, it is what it is.
Exactly. So, I'm going to read this question, and if any of you ladies would like to take it, that would be lovely, because when I bring the question up, it blocks out the ladies on the bottom. So Maria Law said, hi Maria, by the way, I've had trauma, and if I try to deal with it, I go back to the way I am not unhappy anymore with my weight. I eat the same liquefied things every night, not complaining, at least I'm eating something. So Maria, you're saying you're liquidizing things in order to eat. You know, the journey you're on. Ladies, would anybody like to take that?
I mean, at least you're getting all the healthy vitamins and minerals if you're still liquefied in food. But, you know, no one can tell you what to do. It's your body at the end of the day. You know, you shouldn't feel bad or feel good. No, you know, no matter which way around, doesn't matter if you're too skinny, too big. It's as long as you're happy, who cares?
Exactly.
Sometimes with trauma, it can go either way, can it? Like you can come to eat, or you can go the other way and not eat. I know when I was going through, when my husband was ill and my dad was ill, I didn't eat. I just couldn't physically eat. When I'm happy, I eat. Then some people comfort eat, don't they? When they're miserable and depressed, they eat more. So tricky, isn't it?
We all cope in our own ways, and we've all got different journeys, and no one's journey is the same. So one person meant one thing and the other, and we can't really say yes or no. It's individual.
Something I've just noted from the comments and things as well, and from many ladies have been talking, because sometimes I like to sit back and, you know, I don't know everything. I want these ladies to know far more about these subjects than I do. But one thing I have learned and noticed tonight is when we talk about triggers or events, you know, Laura's talked about communication. I've talked about the fact that Mercury is going retrograde, which is also communication. Don't be around people who bring you down. Make sure you only gravitate towards those who love you for who they are, because sometimes people call you fat or thin or ugly because they want to bring you down to their level to keep you with them. So if you're feeling that way, you can start, definitely talk to the doctor, definitely talk to, you know, whoever you want to. Find out the avenue, get your information, get your facts. But if it's people around you make you feel this way when they're around you, you've got a bit of an answer there as well. Don't you think that? What do you think of that?
Yeah, you were a bit muffled at the end there, Claire. I didn't catch everything you were saying, but yeah, I agree with all of that.
Yeah, I think normally if they're being negative towards you, it's their issue, it's not yours.
That's it. Yeah. If someone makes you feel,
I mean, that's it. I did this lovely MOD training thing the other week, and you had to say 5 things about yourself. Now, I don't know about anyone else, but I'm rubbish at doing that. But one of mine was, I'm annoyingly positive. Well, yes, I am, because I don't want to be negative. There is more than enough negativity out there without me adding to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a big
yeah.
believer in what you send out is what you will receive. And
Yeah.
if you're sending out negative energy, you're going to receive negative energy. And it's simple as that.
Can I just
Yeah.
ask,
Totally agree.
if you were asked now to use 5 words to describe yourself, how you describe words, would that not depend on if they ask you that question?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? If you ask that at work, you say, well, you know, what do I say to make you sound like a good employee to be good? If you're with your friends, you might say, well, actually, I'm really lazy and I'm late to work. Or,
Yeah, just want to sit at home in my PJs and watch the telly.
Yeah. Sorry,
I think
Doing.
you can't say that at work 100%. You're right, it does depend on who's asking the questions.
Yeah.
And you're
Obviously, I'm the same no matter what. So, sorry, Amanda. I'm the same no matter what. It doesn't matter if I'm in work, outside of work. I'm just me. So, you know, you get the good with the bad.
I think if someone makes you feel like you're not enough, that's their problem, not your problem. You are enough. And I think you need to believe that all the time.
Sometimes it's age though, isn't it? When I was younger, I would not have been doing what I'm doing now. I wouldn't say anything. I would just sit back and agree with everyone. But as I've got older, I've got more confidence. So if you can do that when you're your age, Sam, that's brilliant. That is lovely.
I'm not a spring chicken anymore. Laura's younger than me.
But you're not as old as me.
I'm just lying and saying 21 forever.
I was just going to say that a question that's really good to ask ourselves is, and it's a tricky one, and I use this when I work with women and groups. I say, what is inspirational about you? And everybody goes, oh, what is inspirational? I don't know. And I said, but at the end of the day, you know, we might not have anyone in our lives. We may just have ourselves. So we're going to have to keep learning how to re-inspire ourselves. And it's really important that, you know, what makes us take a breath? So inspire, breathe in. What makes us breathe in? Because I guarantee every single one of us out there is inspirational to somebody else. We just don't necessarily know it or believe it. So, you know, what is inspirational about you? And if you work on that and find out, then actually I think you've got a foundation to help you when the knocks come in, and you find your superpower, you know.
I love that. Somebody that did want to pop in and give us a little bit of superpower. I do want to ask all of you that are watching tonight, tell us, because that question you just asked, Amanda, is amazing, but I'm going to add a spin on it. What is inspirational about you watching, please? Please comment. And what is your star sign? But I've got a little message from somebody who can't be here tonight, who wants you to check something out and to have a listen to her. Let's have a look. Let's just make sure that comes on. Hopefully you can see her. Is she up there? Let's have a look. Little message from Jem.
Happy Lengro Wednesday. Hi, everyone. I hope you're having a fabulous day. I'm just popping along to say, sorry I can't be with you today, but it is about some family time. Happy Lengro Wednesday. Hi, everyone. I hope you're having a fabulous day. I'm just popping along to say, sorry I can't be with you today,
Sorry
but
about
it
this,
is
guys.
about some family time tonight.
It's live TV.
Weeks getting back to
Sorry,
school
a second.
for my teaching, which has been really, really lovely. Also, last night I had a nice PTO meeting with Casey School. So tonight
this is
going to be about spending a little bit of time with
we'll just
family
leave that for the moment then.
and chilling out.
That was
Proves it's live.
sorry, but
I just wanted to say, I hope
that you.
You heard
you
her.
can find it. Claire
There
Petrie.
you go.
I can hear her talking.
Okay, so is she still talking?
She stopped now.
It was a lovely message about checking yourself for breast cancer. So can I quickly find it? Because it was a really important message for me. I want to try one more time, but lack of sleep, bear with me. And maybe you as well can give people some things to do if they want to comfort eat instead of comfort eating. And I bring up our message from Jem and see if I can get her playing without ruining. Oh, I know where that's happened. Okay. Okay. There we go.
Happy Lengro Wednesday. Hi, everyone. I hope you're having a fabulous day. I'm just popping along to say, sorry I can't be with you today, but it is about some family time tonight. This has been a very, very busy couple of weeks, getting back into school for my teaching, which has been really, really lovely. But also, last night I had a nice PTA meeting with Lucy's school. So tonight it's going to be about spending a little bit of time with the family this evening and chilling out, watching a movie, putting a fire on, all those lovely things. But I just wanted to say, I hope that you have had a look at Lengro magazine this week that you can find at clairepetrolengro.tv. There's lots of amazing articles about Oktoberfest and the change of the season. And this week, I'm talking about October and what we as a family do in October and how we enjoy the new season. There's some ideas about when you go for your walks and the collections that you make and things that you can do with that. Otherwise, you end up with a house full of conkers on pine cones and dry leaves. So there's a few ideas there. We've got a few more to come next week when Lengro Kids comes out. Also, I did want to remind everybody that this month it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so I just wanted to remind you all to check your boobs. And I have written a little bit about it in my article, and there are some really helpful websites there. If you need to find a bit more information or you want to do a little bit more to help fundraising, there's also a link there that will teach you how to check your boobs properly so that you know how to do it and that you're not going to miss anything. And do it regularly, because then you will notice the changes better. So please make sure you check yourself, go read out the article and spread the word with that. We all need to be doing it. Also, one more little thing is that we have managed to drag Mother in on Lengro magazine this week. She has posted her brownie recipe in the Lengro kitchen, and they are delicious, and I know that from many, many times that she's made them for us. So please do go look at Lengro magazine at clairepetrolengro.tv. Have a good evening, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.
Oh, see, it was worth playing, guys, wasn't it? It really was. So this is the point I need to ask you. I would like us ladies at Lengro to record little videos. They're not going to be sexy because they're for women, but they can be fun. I want every one of us Lengro ladies, we're going to post a video that's going to be going out to tell all the women out there, check your boobs, ladies, okay? Because like Jen said, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Look, let's have a little look. What would you like to do that on?
Oh, it's 100% accurate, that statement. I can personally contest to that. She is a brilliant teacher and a student mother.
I want to hear more things about what each of you is inspirational about. And if you comment underneath, and Keith and Margaret Griffith, you comment, Matt Taylor, tell us something that's inspirational about you so that we can lift you tonight.
And you're not being big-headed
because they're well.
So what would you say, Claire? What is inspirational about you? Let's start with you. I know loads of inspirational things about you.
My favourite thing that I can do that I like is my writing. I love writing. I could write for years. That's it, really. Yeah, that one. I feel like Jack, what's inspirational about you?
Well, I think I'm a really good friend. I think I'm loyal, and I always try and help my friends. I'm always there for my friends. So yeah, I think I'm a good friend. Laura.
Fantastic. Laura, your turn.
I think if I was an outsider looking in, I would maybe say my creativity and my desire to create and share with others. I think that's my art to me is my happy place, and my passion for it is hopefully inspiration to others.
Which one can you hear?
I can't hear you, Kez.
I can't hear. It's really bad sound.
Okay, let me just take one of us off and see who it is. One of us is sounding. Hold on. But is the noise still there?
No.
Oh no.
She's not that. She's not getting away without coming back on. Sam, can you take yourself off and come back on again, because we're going to put you on your own. No, we're not. We're going to ask you. I am coming to you two ladies underneath next, but can I just say, Pat Taylor says, I did a very good job of bringing my boys up on my own. And I do believe, and Oprah Winfrey even said it, being a mum is the hardest job in the world, I think, personally. Okay, Jan. Well, you should ask this question to Jan, Amanda.
What's that?
Well, I was going to get you to ask Jan, but Jan, what is inspirational about you?
About me, I think I'm positive. There's not many times when I can't flip it. No matter what's happened, I just try and flip it over and look at, well, like being poorly, I've learned so much in the last 5 years about my health and what I can do. Obviously, I need the medication, you know, I know that. But alongside, I've learned so much, and I just really love to share all the little tweaks we can do to everyday living, just to improve our health. So yeah, I think I'm positive. I'm a positive person, and I'm proud of that.
I love that. Right, I'm going to do an experiment. I'm just going to take you off and see who's got the sound problem. So, if you can hear a sound problem, guys, please let me know. Helen Allen used to just strengths and loyalty. No, I've got to take sound off again. Look.
Oh.
Okay, so let's see. We're going to bring the girls back in a minute. Let's have a little look. Gemini Nikita is a good writer, of course. Geminis are ruled by Mercury, the planet of travel and communication. So you're all about talking, but also need a job that you can change often. So if you're writing, you need to be maybe a journalist or exploring many different subjects. Nikita, indeed. Amanda, tell me.
Well, I think I'm a good mum. I'm proud of how I'm a single mum too, and I'm really proud of how I've mothered my boy, and I'm really proud of who he is. And I think, you know, what's that Philip Larkin thing? Your parents are meant to screw you up. But I'm hopefully I haven't done that to him too badly. And I enjoyed it. I've enjoyed every minute of being a single mom, actually. It wasn't planned in that way, but that, you know, he's the gift. So he's inspired me to be an inspirational mom, because when he came into this world, he was kind of just who he was. It wasn't like he was mine. It was just he was who he is there and then. And I felt really privileged to, you know, to dolphin alongside him with our lives together. So yeah, it's been a real blessing. Yeah, of course there's difficult times and oh my goodness, but yeah, that, you know, he's allowed me to be inspired as a mother and do everything I never got to have when I was little. I've managed to do it with him.
I love it.
That's lovely, Amanda. Love that.
It is. But also, I think any lesson that we have in life, whether it's good or bad, they're all teachers. So hopefully it's the next time. Right, we're going to bring the others back on. If anybody watching can tell me which one of us is the problem, might be me. Alison Earl said Sam is the problem. No, that's Nikita, who I said was a Gemini and needed to do a changing career with her writing, is actually training to be a journalist. Nice one. There we go. There we all are. Okay. I can't tell what noise is. We're also doing
again though.
Is the sound gone again?
Yeah.
It is. Sam, I think your mum was right. I'm going to take you off just for a second. Right, now then, let us know. I want to know Stuart Kelly Legg. I agree with Mr. Larkin. What did Mr. Larkin say?
Well, I've paraphrased it. He says it a bit ruder than that, but they muck you up. They muck you up, your mum and dad.
That's a good one.
I can see there as well. We've got Leslie with us, and Leslie Anthony. And can I just say, Leslie, a very big thank you to you. I received some more fabulous crystals from Leslie today that were completely unexpected. So, Leslie, thank you very, very much, and lots of love to you.
Leslie is amazing. And guys, Leslie in collaboration with Rich is opening up our own gemstone shop in my online shop. So do let us know the things that you'd like to see in there. I understand that lots of you want gemstone jewelry and clusters and things like that, but also help us think of a name for the crystal shop. Should it have something to do with the hand, with Richard, or should we think of something new? Stuart's saying it's Sam's volume. It happened last week. I wonder if Sam can come back on a different device. If you've got your phone, Sam, can we make you small like Laura is, and then we can bring you back on there as well. And if anybody's got any really hard crystal questions while Leslie's training us all, then please do ask, and we can bring it up on the comments, can't we? That would be a good one to do. We also want to know who has read Lengro magazine, what you like about it, and we want to know what you want to talk about tonight. But Helen Allen, let's look at you. Yours is your strength and loyalty. I think we've done that one, haven't we? Taurians are one of the most loyal signs in the zodiac. So are you Leos, so are Capricorns, which all leads me, Jack, to like love talk when we talk about sort of star signs, and it makes me think about who Helen should be with as a Taurian, and who everybody should be with for their star signs. Would that like link to anything you're thinking of?
Yes, I mean, we've got this great new show that we've just put together called Love Stars, and we're still looking for some men. We've got lots and lots of ladies. We need some males on board, but these ladies have got some amazing stories, so we'd love to get them on here to talk to them. But the aim is to get to help you find the love of your life with the help of Claire, who you're going to be talking about their horoscopes and who they're compatible with and that sort of thing. But yeah, we just want to see if we can get you together and have some fun, because it's so hard out there at the moment to meet anybody. You can't go into pubs or clubs or anything. So come on our show, Love Stars, and see what we can do for you.
Amazing.
Absolutely. I'm so tired from being up the other night. I'm trying to think of a way to link that. And all I can think of saying is like, so find us some men and check your boobs. It's like that's the message tonight, isn't it?
Well, find some men to check your boobs, and they'll come on.
You're going to have an influx of men for Love Stars.
I'm so sorry. I have to lower the tone every now and then, and I know it's not allowed, but it's just how it is. Oh,
Sam's back.
I'm on my phone. God knows how long this is going to work for, because
that's better, Sam.
Yeah, fine.
See, all I can hear is clicking now anyway on my phone, but not through when I'm talking, but when everyone else is. So it's just me. I'm not sure what it is.
Bless you.
You've got a strong electromagnetic field going on there from the MOD.
Is that what it is? Yeah,
you've picked up some radiation there somewhere.
Actually, that's a good link, Amanda, talking about the MOD, because obviously Sam, you work for MOD, and I know that you and I share in common that
can we use that term loosely? Work. I try not to.
I was going to say, so you and I both grew up in a military family. We're both affectionately known as Pads brats.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you lived in Germany, but I spent a lot of my growing up in late teens in Germany. And one thing that I experienced a few times, which was amazing, is something in Lengro this week, which is Oktoberfest.
Mm-hmm.
So Oktoberfest in Germany is something to behold, truly.
See, I love Germany. I mean, I did a tour over there myself for 3 years. I've been back about 5 now, I think. So I did it as an adult rather than a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things...
What did you do over there? What were you doing over there, just so the followers know?
I was working for the Service Prosecution Authority, so everybody hated us because CPS, but for the military. But it didn't stop us drinking and having a good time, and that's one thing you can really do in Germany. So
oh yes,
I would recommend it.
No, Germany's good. I remember going to one of our local bars and getting it was probably about 3/4 of a pint of Warsteiner for €1, and that was pretty special.
What is that?
You can still do that. So, if you go into any of the shops, you can still get the 3/4 of a pint for something like 80 cents, something ridiculous like that.
Oh wow! And another thing, Germany.
Pure.
Yeah, it's amazing, and they do. So Germany is obviously big on recycling, and I remember, because I don't know if it's the same now, but when I lived there in Germany, you could legally drink beer and wine at the age of 16. which obviously as a 16-year-old was great for me. So what we would do was we would go to Lidl's, and they had what was called orange beer, and they come in these bottles which would be 29 cents a bottle. So we take them and drink them, but then you take them back, and for every bottle that you put into recycle, you get 25 cents back.
Yeah.
So we were paying 4 cents a beer. So it was great. We were living the life.
Yeah, no, they still do that.
Wow.
With all plastics, all glass, all their waste. They basically recycle pretty much everything.
Yeah, they're really good over there for recycling.
Yeah.
Really good. But no, Oktoberfest is, I love Oktoberfest, and the food and the atmosphere and the drinks. And
how many of you
like that about the Christmas markets too? So you know,
did
they come out in Oktoberfest?
No, they don't come out in Oktoberfest, unfortunately. I would literally they come out like halfway through November, but I would have loved it if they started doing it in October. I love Christmas, so I would have been.
It would be good.
Yeah,
amazing.
I'd like Halloween and then Christmas. Yeah, love it.
I love them. So if you are local to Bath, they actually do a very German style Christmas market, which I can imagine. I don't know if that would be on this year, but that would be a top recommendation for the German style.
And Birmingham and Bristol as well.
Bristol's lovely up in there.
I've done the Bristol one, I've done the Birmingham one, and actually some of the people that came over to the Birmingham one were not that far when I was based. So that they are proper Germans in a proper German market.
Yeah,
and that's what you want for Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. I think you can't beat it.
Do you not think it's the job? I think it's the job of you two Lengro ladies in the next few weeks to find out how these events are happening in England, whether it's online. So we all need to go out and buy what we need to do the party, and because it's not available, you maybe want a taste of that. Don't you fancy a bit of that now, Jack?
Well, the thing is, we've had wine, haven't we? We've had wine week at Lengro. We've had beer week. So what's it going to be next week? That's what I'd like to know.
Bratwurst.
I like that. Currywurst as well. Actually, on the subject of currywurst, so for anyone that has done any time in Germany, the Delicat, the curry sauce, that's not actually curry sauce as English people would know it, is now available to buy in Home Bargains.
Is it?
It is.
Is it?
On Saturday.
It is, yeah.
Mum, you heard that? We're going Saturday. Okay.
What is it like? What's it like, this stuff?
It's lovely. It's how to describe it? It's kind of like a spicy sort of ketchup, really, rather than a curry anything. It has a kick. We'll put it that way.
It's good. And then there's the German hamburger sauce, which is nothing like the Big Mac sauce. So it sounds disgustingly gross and it looks gross. So it's yellow, it's lumpy, it looks a little bit like baby poo, I'm not gonna lie. But it is delicious.
Delicious.
It's so good. In a burger with crispy onions. Oh,
okay.
What about any sauerkraut? Did you sample that while you were there? Yeah.
I bought some today for the Polish section.
Get it over here everywhere.
I thought you were saying that was a grumpy German, a sauerkraut. Helen, like humour. I hope I haven't offended anyone. Oh my goodness me.
Nikita says, how about hot chocolate week?
Yeah. You do that round about Christmas.
Oh, hot chocolate week. Yes, that's mine. I'm taking that one. That's mine.
Would that be you, Amanda, or would
that's
that be
just all me? I'm afraid that's it. Tasting different hot chocolates. That's lovely.
Oh, and Helen Allen, Gin Week. Gin Week sounds good.
I like.
Can I just think? Yeah, go on. Helen Allen has just commented. She's actually the follower who sent us a gin and tonic cake. Your recipe, Helen, in issue 21 next week. But I'm so glad you've commented because we don't have a picture of your gorgeous face. So could you please message me your picture? And I think we've got one of the gin and tonic cake. I know.
Are you single, Helen? Is Helen single by any chance?
Are you asking?
Alison Earl said cocktail week. Pat Taylor said
that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. And of course, he introduced it right here in my hometown of Brighton, at the Royal Pavilion. So where I live is where we had the first Christmas tree. Sounds all jolly, right? Christmas tree in the Royal Pavilion in Brighton with your family until you go and visit. Because when you go and visit the Royal Pavilion, Prince Albert also had tunnels built underneath the pavilion to nip across after dinner and go and see his mistress across the old steam. So
Wow.
Let's you imagine look at that one.
Russian hot chocolate. No, I'm rushing to get one now. Boom.
Is that just with vodka?
I was going to say, it sounds alcoholic.
Yeah.
It just sounds gorgeous. Love that. Or rhubarb gin and ginger.
Yeah.
With hot chocolate. With hot chocolate, that sounds good.
I do think that we do need to mention something though, because we are mentioning all of these alcoholic drinks, and I forgot to mention that for those people out there who are doing Stoptober, how are you doing? You know, I'll do that impression then from the advert. Do you remember when the virus first hit? How's your man? How's your mum? Well, how did it go, the advert? How are you doing?
Just for a second, there are a lot of beers out there that are non-alcoholic now that don't taste so different.
Yeah.
I found
I think Beck's Blue
beer
is
in
amazing.
it works.
Beck's Blue tastes alcohol. It's got no alcohol in it. It's really, really good if you want a beer on a certain. Alison Earl says, look what you've got waiting for you.
Chocolate milk.
Oh.
No, you can get her to tell you the story of what happened with the amaretto hot chocolate when we were at the Christmas market and my fantastic fluent German.
Oh, well, unfortunately, your mother's not on screen. So you're going to have to tell that story.
Oh,
well, I'm
Helen!
not fluent in German. I
Helen just become single.
And I took her to Munster because we were just like, we're just going to see the Christmas market. Were you? See, I like Munster. Absolutely beautiful. If you've never been, lovely in the summer as well. So we're just walking down the street, and obviously Mum wasn't driving, I was. So I was like, "Would you fancy a hot chocolate?" So she's like, "Yeah." So on my best German accent, which clearly was very convincing, I said, amaretto hot chocolate, please. And
no, Sam, we want to hear it with the German accent.
So she came back and said a load of stuff to me in German, which I clearly did not understand. So I just went, yeah. And basically it meant in the hot chocolate, it was this much. Hang on, let me see if I can do that. This much amaretto. Hang on, let me get it on cross face. This much. And this much hot chocolate. Amaretto hot chocolate. She was absolutely sozzled walking around Munster. It was incredibly funny, and it was only about 11 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, and I bet she was talking fluent German after that as well, wasn't she?
Well, she did actually study German, so she was better at it than I was. But yeah, no, apparently I'm just very convincing as a German. Not sure how.
See, there's always a story with Sam. So Mitch is on his break at the moment, so we've only got about 5 minutes left before we go. So what I thought we'd do is maybe Jan could ask for a pen again. Sam, you
okay.
I'll wait for Sam to get a pen.
Some notes. Has anyone got a
actually
borrow, please?
I've got a pen, Jan, if you would like one, but because I can't pass it to you, so I'll have to pass it to Jack.
I'll pass it over to you, Claire.
Oh, thank you. Got it. Should I give it to Sam now?
I can't see any of you. Oh, there we are.
Oh, I'm not sure if it'll work down on
yes,
my phone.
yes,
thank
you.
And across. Hang on, wrong way. There we go. Look, you can't do it on my phone.
Thank you.
It's small on my phone.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm so glad you didn't have to do it.
No, listen, we only have a few minutes left. There's a message that's come up that is definitely for Jack, so I'm going to pass it and bring this up now. I know that she's been going mad for it.
Yeah, Helen, you need to get in touch with Claire, ASAP, that's it. Because we might have the perfect man for you, Helen. So get in touch.
And also, I'm sorry that you've recently become single as well. And so we are, we are obviously sad about that.
But there's a silver lining to everything.
We're fresh
whatever.
milk.
I'm not sad because I told Helen to leave the other one. It's the best thing she's ever done. So I think that you are somebody for whom Mercury is definitely working well. Get in touch with me. And the way that we're going to be doing the dating show is very safe. That's why it's taking time to sort out. I've got lots of meetings now that my cards are over with ways to grow the magazine and grow our lives, and also to find out what we're allowed to do on our shows for you guys, because we're not sure if we can play music. You know, we don't stream to where we should. So forgive me for not doing lots of readings tonight, guys, but I'm shattered for a lack of a night's sleep due to Laura for the best reasons possible, wasn't it?
It was good. It was good fun, and I wouldn't change a minute of it, even though I was absolutely hanging out of my bottom.
Is there any way we can have a little sneaky preview of one of the cards?
Oh, no, I'm so excited for these cards.
Actually, I do remember you said earlier on the afternoon live that we would show a specific card this evening.
Okay, let me have a if I can bring
was
one up with my I've got to see what I've got up here before we go. Let's hold on.
Oh, evening, Gemma. Hello, darling.
Hi, Gem.
Let's bring one up here. Hold on. So,
because they were staggeringly good. The ones that I've seen, they just take your breath away. I can't wait to get my set.
Thank you.
Oh,
it's loading.
Is it loaded?
Yeah, I can see it.
Queen of Cups.
So this is the Queen of Cups, and this is one of the cards that nobody's seen yet. And thank you very much, Jem. There's a lot more to come as well. There's 78 cards that we had to design, and I'm absolutely over the moon with everything about them. But as we know, tarot cards, they have 4 different suits of sets, the same way that playing cards do as well. So diamonds in playing cards become pentacles in a tarot card set. You know, the hearts on playing cards become the cups. And so the journey is that we go through Babylonian Egypt, we go through medieval times, we go everywhere. But I'm not allowed to leak just yet as well. And Helen has sent her picture to my mobile. I think that's for the cake. And also let me know, Helen, if I'm allowed to pass on your details to Jack, because I really do think that you'd be fantastic for Love Stars. Which way the show is going to go, who knows, guys? There's so many plans. Stay on board and stay with us, because we're here to support you, to uplift you. And I've had a great night tonight, guys. Haven't you?
It's been good.
Yeah,
The energy's been lovely.
Always.
It's always good. So early night indeed, Lizzie. Actually, I've got one more client after this live, and I will be hitting the hay. But listen, thank you guys for all your support. I'm so glad, Jan, that you are here with us, because I think that being around people who love you is also a really, really good tonic as well. Donna Alexander, hello, lovely ladies. I usually watch you on Catch Up. You really are a lovely.
That's my friend Donna. Oh, love you, Donna.
Hello, Donna. Don't forget to check your boobs. Do you know a man that's single? And send a recipe for Lengro Kitchen, and we can put it in there for you as well. There we go. Oh, look, everyone's saying thank you very much. So that's us for another night. I will be back to normal tomorrow when I've caught up on all the hours of my sleep. And Laura, thank you for coming on live tonight when I've taken a whole night's sleep with you. Sam, I'm always in awe of you, and you make me laugh so much that you have the best advice. Don't forget to check Lengro magazine for helplines. You can now get to Lengro very easily at lengro.co.uk. So check us all out. Ladies, say goodbye to everybody while I take us out, and see you all soon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.